Good afternoon, my name is Eddie Alberton with Be Efficient. I'm here today to go ahead and show you how easy it is to bypass the ballast in any of the fluorescent fixtures you may currently have existing on your property. So it's a pretty simple 6-step process. First thing we're going to do before we go ahead and touch anything in the fixture is we're going to turn off the power. We want to make sure that we're safe first and foremost. After we've gone ahead and done that, we're going to go ahead and get back to the fixture and pop off the top. Just go ahead and set that up. Once we get the top off, we're going to go ahead and see the existing wiring. So here we have our ballast. Now remember, sometimes depending whether it's a T8 or a T12, this could be an electronic or a magnetic ballast. So what we want to do first off is go ahead and simply separate all of the wires so we can clearly see what's going to where. Okay. So very simply we see that we have 4 wires coming out of our ballast. These are going to be going to our tombstones on the left hand side, and then we have these 4 wires coming out of the tombstone out of the ballast going to the tombstones on the right hand side. Step 3, we're going to go ahead and disconnect the power from the fixture itself. So go ahead and wake off these wire nuts. I'm going to go ahead and put the wire nut right back on this just as an added protection to make sure we're protecting ourselves. Step 4, now that we have the power disconnected and we can clearly see where all of the wires are, we're going to simply start snipping the wires from the ballast. Alright, now that we've disconnected all of the wires from the ballast, we can go ahead and remove the ballast. But I want to mention that sometimes we're going to run into a fixture that has 2 ballasts, and that's quite okay. Procedures are going to be the same. We're just going to go ahead and cut all the wires from the ballast, leaving ourselves just the leads to the tombstones. So regardless of 1, 2, 3, or 4 ballasts, as long as we disconnect all of the wires to the tombstones, then we can go ahead and just remove all the ballasts. Now that we have all the wires disconnected from the ballast, we can do one of 2 things. We can either leave the ballast in, or we can go ahead and pull it out. I like to pull it out. I like to get rid of all of those unnecessary parts in the fixture. So simply undo one screw, and the ballast will pop right out. Go ahead, wrap this up, and we'll prepare to recycle that at a later date. So now that we've completed step 5 of the ballast, we're going to move on to step 6, which is reconnecting all of our tombstones to the live power. Now the beauty of the Be Efficient Ready Fit tube and our power to 2 ends is that we do not need to replace the existing tombstones or wiring. So this bypassing the ballast becomes very quick and efficient. What we're simply going to do is take the wires from one end. Go ahead and prep these really quick. Okay. We're going to go ahead and prep the ones on the other side as well. I would say after doing a couple, you can get this whole procedure down to about 5 minutes. So what we have in this particular fixture are unshunted tombstones. That means we're going to have 2 wires coming out of each of these tombstones. There's also shunted tombstones, which means you're only going to have 1. But the philosophy of wiring it up is still the same. What we want to do is make sure we have 1 coming from each tombstone that we're going to hook up as our line, or our load. So we simply bring these together, uncap the load line that we have separated before, and go ahead and just wire these up together. Like I said, in some instances where you have shunted tombstones, you only have 1 wire coming from each side, so you'll just have 2 less wires. Now we're going to take our neutral from each tombstone, bring those together, uncap, bring them all together, and cinch them all up. Okay, we're going to neatly go ahead and put the wires back into the tray. Replace our cap. And we are good to go. We have now bypassed the ballast in a fluorescent fixture. Now for the final step. Now that we've bypassed the ballast, reconnected all of our wires, and properly replaced the cap to our fluorescent fixture, we're going to go ahead and install our Be Efficient Ready Fit tubes. Now before we do this, we want to make sure that the power is still off. If we do go ahead and do this with the power on, there is a possibility of damaging the tubes with a voltage surge. So with the power still off, we're simply going to grab our Ready Fit tubes and pop these right into place. Nice little twist. Everything looks good. We're going to go ahead and plug in and see what a great job we did. So there we go. Ready Fit, Be Efficient Ready Fit tubes with a ballast bypass complete. Enjoy. Look forward to seeing you again.